My name is Gareth Clark. I'm one of Marc Rees' artists here in Barmouth. My main character is Augustus Guillard, the Frenchman. He was known as the Exile, came to Barmouth after fleeing France. As the Prussians kind of advanced on Paris, he decided to get out and came here really, given a cottage by Fanny Talbot, which was part of the Guilds of St. George. She'd given them a row of cottages for John Ruskin's kind of social experiments. And so Guillard came here and kind of really made the whole commune, the model, successful just because of his incredible knowledge of growing vegetables, of herbs, but also he was fantastic at doing some amateur kind of physician work. So he often looked after sick people, taught them how to make vegetable soup, what good vegetables to grow on very kind of difficult terrain. And he was generally kind of very supportive, very interesting part of the community. He was extraordinary. He wore a red fez, he wore a long cape. Story has it that he tamed a jackdaw and a hawk that would respond to him when he clapped his hands. So he was really interesting character. Marc just gave me some information. I found out a little bit more and then was able to sort of run with this material and use a little bit of that to compose a song telling Guillard's sort of life through his early years in France to come into Barmouth. So he's an interesting character. I'm very glad Marc gave him to me, although my French accent, it needs work.
Could you give us an example of your French accent?
Oui, d'accord. Je suis... no. My French phrasing is I'm looking for a coach. I've got some good coaches here on the cast, so I'm going to work a little bit on that. And my French is not as good as my Spanish, and I keep slipping into Spanish, but that's my challenge for the next week. But I'm enjoying it, and it's up on the mountain. It's a beautiful view over the bay from where Guillard introduces the crowd to Dinasolai, the piece of land that Fanny Talbot gave to the National Trust, and it was the first piece of land that the National Trust were awarded. So it's a fascinating place and a fascinating character. So I'm looking forward to how this develops and then to showing next week.
How are you finding the fact that you've only got a week to actually devise this piece in Barmouth? Is that enough time or a lot of pressure? Or?
It feels like it's enough time in the respect that we spoke to Marc quite a few times before coming here, and we had some contact with him and he gave me some background knowledge and I felt like you were able to do some groundwork, and it was really nice to do that before you came here, but I didn't complete anything. And so the idea was to start ideas off, and then when you came here, it kind of added that je ne sais quoi, as I think Guillaume might say, is that you are here now and you can just finish off some of those expressions and feelings that you started. So yeah, it feels okay. I mean, it's only Tuesday. By Friday, I might be saying that no, it's not long enough and we need a month, but right now it feels great. And a lot of the work that we do, I work with my wife as Mr. and Mrs. Clark, is often done in a short period of time because there is a purity in that sometimes. I think that's good, but it has to be said in testament to Marc and Ben and Sean, that it's very well envisaged and you feel like, yes, there's work to do, but you have parameters and you have tableaus already set, and it's a very good start.
Do it with a bitter look. Some with a flattering word, some do it with a something, something, something. The brave man with a sword, with a sword, with a sword. Each man kills the thing he loves. Each man kills the thing he loves. Da 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 da, da 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 da. That a bit.
Nice.
If I could remember the words. So I think that's the song that it's played on the harbour, and it's a bit of a huzzy character with her matey who will serenade the audience at some point. And that's one of the songs they sing.
It's a very nice song. You've got a good voice.
Well, it has its moments. Usually it's down here somewhere.
Brilliant. So you're part of Mr. and Mrs. Clark.
Yes, love.
Okay. could you just explain the difference between how you'd normally work and prepare for Mr. and Mrs. Clark and how you'd work and prepare for a contracted piece like this?
Okay.
The difference.
I guess in some ways it's quite similar in a way, because Mark is he's very freeing, if that makes sense, in a way that he gives you the idea, but then he gives you the space as well for you to work on the idea, and then I guess he'll come along and go, that's working, or that's a bit. So it's similar in that respect. Playful, I think. It's very playful. And when Mr. and Mrs. Clark work as well, it's very playful as well. And so yeah, I guess, you know, there's bits, of course, where we're not working together. So that's a bit like, oh, but it's each my girl's the thing he loves. Each my girl's the thing he loves. Da 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 da.